Hey there champion, I heard you wanted to learn 5 car photography tips in 5 minutes. Which means you're either a guy that just got a skyline and is dangerously close to having to post an actual photo of his face on Tinder.
Yeah, fuck you, cunt.
Or you're a photographer that's just got into or is getting into car photography and has no fucking clue.
Baba Booey.
Anyway, I'm here to help. Quick history lesson about me. My name is Lawson. I've been doing Instagram and photography for about 2 years now. I've worked with Mazda and done a bunch of photography with some of their cars, like this. Alright, so now the formalities are out of the way, let's get down to business. Alright, tip number 1, locations, baby. Location. You want this shit to be looking good. Alright, so when it comes to locations, you want something with a bit of depth. You don't want to shoot up against the wall, because that's fucking just the worst. You want something for foreground, midground, and background. So when it comes to taking the photo, you have a lot of depth to play with, and you have a lot of elements to separate things. For locations, you want something like forests, fields, lakes, city rooftops, anything where the car's there and you're looking for a fuck ton of background. Tip number 2 is car positioning. And to do that, you kind of need a car. So let's talk options. You need your own. If you don't have a car, probably ask family, and in exchange for their time and their car, just give them some photos in return. They'll probably like it. You could ask friends. For example, this is how I did it with my housemate Jaden. I'm gonna need the car.
Hey, sir.
Well, it's really...
Or you do it my personal favourite way, which is ask your super nice, really cool YouTuber buddy, Jason Morris, to lend you his Tesla. He definitely owns that Tesla, was not a rental, I swear, haha. Alright, so you probably saw in that video just how cool that looked. And that was mainly because we used an anamorphic lens that Jason was doing a video for. So, if you want to go check that out, go check out his channel down in the description. Alright, if you picked up on that, the main takeaway from that video is the angling of the vehicle. Pro photographers typically shoot around 30 to 45 degrees of the car away from their camera. The next thing they do, they typically turn the wheels so the rims are facing the lens, and they also flick the headlights on. And together doing all this makes the car look really cool and cinematic. Tip number 3 is camera positioning. Most people shoot head height. That's cringe. All my homies hate that. Real fucking champions get down low to the ground, they get dirty. And you do this for 2 reasons. 1 is because when you shoot up to a subject, it makes them feel more powerful. And 2, when you put the camera to the ground, as you can see in these photos, the ground itself becomes an actual foreground element, creating more depth to your photo. Tip number 4, focal length. This is what separates the fucking boys from the chat. A higher focal length gives you a nicer look when shooting cars. And this is for a few reasons. 1, when shooting a high focal length, it compresses the background, which means you can bring in background elements close to the vehicle and make it look more cinematic. Secondly, it makes the vehicle more compressed and doesn't really look weird and warped in like other photos like this. And lastly, it's because it looks really cinematic. There's just fucking no other way to say it. To get this look, you want to be shooting anywhere from about 70mm and up. Anywhere else below that, it's going to look a bit warped and you won't get all your car in frame. And if you're at 70mm, you notice that's quite high focal length. So to fit your car in frame, you're going to have to take a few steps back. And by a few, I mean like 20 to 30 meters. It's a bit of distance, but trust me, it looks good, and pretty much every car photo you see, the photographer's probably fucking miles away. Tip number 5 is time of the day. You either want to be shooting at sunrise or sunset or in cloudy conditions. And this is because it gives you nice soft top-down lighting, like this, but top. And shoot backlit. If I see you shooting with the sun over your shoulder, facing towards the car, that is cringe. Alright, so to recap, this is probably your perfect scenario. This is your playing field. You have your car, you, your sun, and your location. You want your backdrop to be far away. You want your car in the middle, angled slightly towards you with your headlights on and the wheels facing your camera. You want you over here, preferably low to the ground with the camera zoomed into 70mm or more. And you want the sun fucked off over the edge, just nice backlit. And that's your perfect car photography scenario. And that's 5 car photography tips to help get you started. Thanks for watching. And if this was helpful for anyone, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. And if you're over from my Instagram and came over to see how I do my photos, get a bit of behind the scenes, appreciate it. And that being said, this is my Instagram. If you want to go follow, that would also be appreciated. Cheers, cunt. Boop, boop.